All right, you guys. Hello, everyone. Whether you're joining us live or on replay, you are here at the Creative Checkup. Creative. I always go back and forth whether there's an apostrophe S. Am I crooked here? I am all over the place. Let's make myself straight here. Yeah, we got to make sure we're not leaning to the side. So I hope you guys are having an amazing Friday. If you're watching on Friday, my name is Alan C. Paul. If you're new to the Guiding Gigs community, to our membership, to anything that's Guiding Gigs or podcast, it's all focused around helping you to become a better creative and improve your creative life from the inside out by applying timeless spiritual principles to the temporary creative problems that you are facing. And we do this every Friday. See, over here, we already have Pamela joining us on Instagram. Every Friday, we go live on Instagram, Facebook. I had to take off LinkedIn because it's getting a little pricey to keep going to all these different platforms. So we're only going to go to 3 platforms today: Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And we'll share it to LinkedIn later. So those of you who used to watch on LinkedIn, if you're watching this later, it's because, we couldn't do the live thing to every single platform. But Instagram is always there for us. So if you're watching on Instagram, thanks for joining me. Facebook. And we'd also want to do this to the group in Facebook. Problem is that Facebook has been very annoying with their keeping like a wall from sharing into the group. So we really haven't been able to do that either. So we're figuring it out. But if you're watching live, please let me know where you're watching from, and let me know, because this is what this is all about. Let me get right into it. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Let me know with a thumbs up if the sound is working. I didn't even check before I came in to make sure that everything was good. But so far, looks like we're good. So technical, everything is good. And let me know what your next creative idea is. That is the question for today. Your next creative idea. And here's why we're jumping onto this idea. Because so many people in our community, I asked this question recently, and I shared something that's big in my life, in my creative world, in Guiding Gigs, that I kind of been putting off for a while. And really had no excuse for putting it off. It really was one of the most, not easy, but the most simple things to just step forward and do. And for some reason, I kept putting it off and procrastinating. And this thing that I'm talking about could be a game changer in this business. And so I was like, why am I making this so hard? And I wanted to share that publicly with you as my fellow creatives, faith-focused Christian character-filled creatives. And then I wanted to ask you the same question. Is there something that is a big deal that you're kind of like holding back on? It could be the next creative idea. It could be the next business idea. It could be the next song. It could be the next band. It could be the next play. Whatever it is, it's like a thing that's like rolling around. And here's the thing about us creatives. Most times we already are thinking this way where we already have ideas. Because even if you have been doing this for a while, there's always the next thing, right? There's the thing that you're doing. And then there's the thing that's like, you really want to try. And that's where I think we're landing today. We're landing at that. How do I move forward with the next thing that I want to try or do, or the things that's kind of like I've just been procrastinating on and stalling on? And how do I make sure I make practical steps to do that every single day so that I actually make progress? Okay, I got a thumbs up from Pamela over on Instagram. That means that we are good with the sound. And I was thinking about this again. So those of you who are watching on replay, let me know you share and replay. And also share this post, share this particular video, and like it and subscribe if you are watching on YouTube. That really helps us to build this up. We are now up to 830 something subscribers. If some of you know, in YouTube, you have to get to 1,000 in order for there to be some type of monetization on a full level. I think they let you do it at 500, but you also have to have 4,000 hours worth of watch time. So our friend LaShonda Brown, my mentor, YouTube coach, she's helping us get this together. A lot of the things you'll see me share are literally right off of my homework. So you're watching me do this in real time as a musician, as a creative, as a non-video person. You're seeing me operate and learning how to do this because I'm learning from mentors like LaShonda. And so I'm in her Bootstrap Biz Club. So is Pamela. So a lot of us are like joining in, and we're learning about all these things. Here's why we're learning about all these things. Because as creators, musicians, authors, playwrights, filmographers, I see Tobias over here as drummers, producers, right? We have this big tent of creative stuff that we do. And musically, I started Gotten Gigs from the musician standpoint, but we all share the same needs. We all share the same desires. And really, sometimes, even though we might be in totally different disciplines, pretty much a lot of this is the same. We have to share what we need, what we know. We want to share what we know. We need to promote it. We need to find time during the day to create it, right? We need to build communities that understand what we do, whether it's in film or photography or music or dance or drama or coaching or production, whatever it is, whatever your thing is, you need a community. And then you need your spirituality to stay connected with what you do. So in Gotten Gigs, all of those things are covered. So you might be in a totally different niche than me. You might not be a musician like I am, but you have similar needs and similar goals and similar desires. And you probably have that next thing that's in your head that you're like, man, why am I not doing the thing? Like, I know I'm so busy, but there's this one thing that if I did it, if I pushed forward with this thing, everything could change. But it's the thing that also seems to be the one thing you don't do. Am I right or am I wrong? Let me know, everybody in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and look over here in the comments as well. All right. So we got over here in Instagram. So forgive me because I had to go back and forth with two different screens because Instagram doesn't share. So Pamela said, I'm reading for you guys who are watching on the other platforms. Pamela says, journal, ebook, freebie offers. I'm inspired by your post completing the YouVersion devotional and would love to learn more about that. Okay, you hit me. You got it. You I don't know what it's called, cat out of the bag, right? So that is the major project that I had been putting off. I was accepted. I put in a what do you call? I put in an application to be a writer on YouVersion. Now, those of you who are not familiar with YouVersion, YouVersion is the Bible app. So if you look in most phones, there's a million different Bible apps, but there is one that's just called Bible, and that's by YouVersion. And YouVersion is run by, I think, Life Church, Craig Rochelle. And it's basically just they have, it sounds weird to say cornered the market, but that's the Bible app that most people think of when they see Bibles on your phone. They think of the YouVersion app. So You have to apply to be a writer with all the devotional plans. They have thousands of devotional plans that are available. And I had applied, I think, a little while ago and didn't get it, or didn't finish my application. But in January, I was like, okay, let me do this for real. Let me try this. I think I took a little more seriously, and I was approved. Now that's January. Okay, I'm telling on myself. So every creative watching this knows you're not alone. I had this application done, which means they said, hey, go ahead, submit your devotionals, write. Okay, so as a writer, that's my creative job, is to write. And anybody want to know how many months it took? I kind of already gave it away. I got approved in January. I didn't submit until 2 weeks this week. I think it was Friday. No, I think it was Monday or Tuesday. I literally was like, I cannot not do this anymore. Because again, if you can think about it, my friend, amazing author, Rachel G. Scott, you guys need to check her out. We have an interview with her. Rachel, and her book is called Taking the 5 Leaps. She has a bunch of devotionals on YouVersion. And I was just looking, I was thinking, and she is the one that's been most responsible for me getting most of my emails through the ConvertKit recommendation program, which I would love to share with you guys, but I'm trying not to get too far ahead of myself. So all that to say, Rachel has done a bunch of devotionals, and she was kind of coaching me. She was like, hey, do this, do this, do this. Like, I had all the benefits I needed, and yet I didn't do it until now. So I'm going to talk about how to get out of that rut, how I got out of that rut, how to make sure that you're going forward with your creative project. So again, if you're watching on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, and maybe you don't want to share it. Maybe some people are like, I don't want to share my idea, I'm scared. And that's kind of what we're going to get at. Why are you scared to share your idea? Because if you're scared someone's going to steal it or something like that, it's one thing. But here's the more likely issue. You're scared to share it because it holds you accountable. And then the very idea that you don't share it means it's more likely that somebody will have the same idea and run with it before you do. So you have to absolutely be willing to step forward and say, yes, this is my idea. Yes, this is something I want to do. Just like Pamela just did. She talked about her journal, her ebook, her freebie offers. So there's something that you need to just pull the switch on. There's something that you need to pull a lever on. There's something that you need to get moving on. I'm going to lead you through a 60-minute, a daily hour. If you can give yourself 1 hour, I gave myself about 45 minutes per day to write this and get done with the thing I was getting done. And I pushed it through. But you may have a project that's a longer term project, but whatever it takes, we're going to help you do that. And later I'm going to tell you about an interview we're coming up with some great coaches that could actually help you do that. But first, I want to break down this 6 things that's going to help you see that this idea is a great idea. So first, you got to decide even if all your ideas are worth it. Okay. So here's the first thing. Let's see. Let's slow down. Let's close some things. It looks like, actually, there's not that much that's open. So hopefully my computer is operating okay. Oh, I know what I need to do. Give me 1 second. Hopefully this will not kill us and knock us off. If I disappear, you guys will know that I did something stupid. You're watching me literally do something that couldn't knock it off. But are we still here? We're still here. Okay, I didn't kill it. I was very nervous. I had to check it off Wi-Fi and go to my wire connection. And I was totally nervous that was going to totally break everything. So thank God it didn't. Okay. So we have a couple of people watching now. Let me get into these 6 key things that help you see that this is a great idea. And this literally was something I wrote down on the way home in my notes. And I think this is going to help you. And I don't even have any slides today. I might type this in quickly just so you can have something. But if you want to get all these notes, by the way, I went ahead and created an entire PDF so that you could read this. And yes, this is another one of my homework assignments from LaShonda. And I'm borrowing and I'm borrowing. It's one of my things, batch, borrow, and build. Okay, so I'm batching and I'm borrowing this idea right now that I'm going to share with you. So if you guys want to borrow this is from LaShonda. And I'm going to give you guys my notes from this presentation. So even if you can't write everything down, then all you got to do is just get this new product, which I'm going to show you in a second. I'm just going to help you see all the things. And it's super easy for you to get. And I'm going to show you how I did that as well. Because again, I'm doing my homework while I'm sharing this with you. So first thing that you need to know when it comes to, is this a good idea? Is there a passion that you are now fulfilling? Is this new idea a passion that you want to fulfill? Because here's the thing, if you're not passionate about it, and I know people say follow your passion and they get, okay, that's not a good idea. I'm going to connect these two dots so it's not all just feeling good, new agey. Oh, I just want to follow my passion and not really be practical. This is going to get super practical quickly. But if you're not passionate about the idea, if it doesn't keep you up at night, if it doesn't give you like that sense of, oh my gosh, like this is such a great idea. If you don't have that passion from the get-go, it doesn't matter how much profit it can make, because you're not going to even really feel like doing it. And passion and profit do go together. So you got to be passionate enough about your idea that actually you want it to take place. Okay. And actually, you know what? I said I wasn't going to do any notes or banners, but I kind of want to do that just so. As a matter of fact, if someone else is taking notes, if you post, Pamela can't do it. If anyone's on Facebook or YouTube and you want to put these in, I will post them up quickly because I don't want to stop and type. But if anyone is keeping notes, I will put your comments up on screen. I can't do that on Instagram, but I can do that on YouTube or Facebook. So live, if you're watching live, if you want to be note taker, help me out, because that way we won't be spending time trying to type it out, because I didn't get these on the banner. I spent it and I put it on the PDF. So first thing, a passion to fulfill. Okay, passion to fulfill. Are you passionate about it? If that's things keeping you up at night, it's a good idea. It's a good idea something because it's pushing you to do it. Okay. I don't mean every good idea is a good idea, but I mean it starts the idea at a good place. Second is there a profit to make? And this is where I said it immediately gets practical. I don't mean profit necessarily only in terms of money. You could have a great idea that's profitable to you in other ways other than just making money. However, it should be a benefit. It shouldn't be something that takes away from your life, because you start to sacrifice into something and you realize there's no real benefit except you're just like doing it to do it. It can get really weary quick. And the Bible says, be not weary in well doing. So you got to make sure that there's something in it for you long term to pursue this idea or this gift or try to do this song or do this next idea. You got to make sure that there's something in it for you. So for those of you who are doing like ebooks or lead magnets and things like that, like the stuff I'm talking about, don't just start creating stuff without an idea of what's it going to actually benefit. Am I going to get paid for it? Is it going to help me build my community? Is it going to help me create this new ecosystem? Is it going to help me build kind of like my email list? Is it going to help me connect with people? Is this song going to help me, grow as a songwriter? Really point out to yourself, where's the profit in this? And again, it doesn't have to be financial right away. It should oftentimes be something where you kind of make yourself think about money just to make yourself get serious. Once you think about money, a lot of times we get serious. So first, passion. Second, profit. Okay, I'm going to move these pretty quick because I have a lot to share and I want to make sure we get to it. Is this making sense though? If it's making sense, put a 1 in the comments, please. Put a 1 in the comments if this is making sense, because that'll help me realize that you are tracking with me. So that passion and profit are the first two things we want to make sure that are part of our idea. And this could be anything, okay? So put in the 1 in the comments and I'll know you are going along with me. Let's see here. Awesome. Okay, thank you, Pamela. All right. So we got some people following. Now, 2 was that. 3 is, do you have a process to share? Do you have passion, profit, and do you have a process? Now, here's the thing about this. It's a great idea, even if there's not necessarily a process, if it's like a piece of artwork. But this is for all of our coaches. This is for all of our podcasters. This is for all of our people who are selling information or selling knowledge. If you have a process written down, I'm literally showing you this right now, okay? I'm operating in this particular thing. The reason why I know this idea has legs is because I was immediately able to figure out a process to starting your next project. Is it making sense? I'm the guinea pig here. Because when I thought about it and I was like, how can I explain how to start your next idea? And immediately it was like the wheels start turning and I was like, oh, it's got to be passionate about it. You got to have a profit. And these things equal a process. Well, now I have a process that I can actually share with you and say, okay, follow A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and you'll have your result. Now, for those of you who are in the performing arts, you may not have a process to share, but you have a process to follow. Is this making sense? If you don't have a process where you're selling a process like I'm telling you right now to follow these 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 steps, maybe you have a process that you can follow, which will create something. So if you know you have a song, what's your process? Do you start with the hook? Do you start with the chorus? If you are a designer, do you start with your framework? Do you start with the pencil work? What's your process? So if you have a passion, you have a profit motive, and now you have a process to either follow or a process to share, now you've got some legs to your idea that is not just fly in the sky. I hope this is making sense, because even as I say it, it's becoming more and more clear to me that this needs to be shared more. Like I might make this into a whole workshop, but this is free for you, okay? And again, if you have anybody watching here on Instagram or on Facebook, if anyone could be so kind, if you're a Facebook user, if you are a part of the Facebook group, the Creative Checkup group, can you share this into the group? Because this really annoys me when I don't get a chance to share this in the group. And I kind of want to do it again. I want to again try to do it, but I feel like I'm going to mess up. So I'm not going to make any more technical issues. So feel free to share this, especially if you're in the Connect group. That's church. If you're in the Facebook group and you're watching this outside of the group, if you can share it in the group, that'd be amazing, because I really wish this was going live in the group. So you have to have a process to share and or follow. Okay. Number 4, like I said, I'm going to go as quickly as possible. So you can get all of these notes. Again, in the end, I'm going to show you how I can get these notes to you. So if you're not taking notes, it's okay. Then number 4, do you have a person or people to talk to? Now, this is super important, and you're doing this right now. Again, you're literally doing this right now. If you've got an idea that you're stuck and you're like, why am I not following through? Can I tell you what really broke me out of getting the actual devotion done and finally submitted? And again, prayerfully in 2 weeks, it will be, if God says the same. I'm not trying to push you version. I'm just praying and, speaking those things that are not as though they were. There will be a devotional from God and Gigs in the YouVersion app. So if that is approved, then we'll see it. If not, then I'll keep working on it. But either way, I finished my finished what I needed to do up to this point. And the reason that I was able to finish up to this point was because I talked to some people. In this case, it was my God and Gigs 360 group and my Connect group at church. Me sharing that out loud, people to talk to, immediately made it where I was accountable and I wanted to share the thing and finish the thing. If you don't have people to share, to talk to help with, to either figure out your idea, to rub shoulders with, you most likely, if it stays in your head, it is not going to become something in your hand. Are you following me? I'm going to stick on that point. I'm going to become really annoying, almost like a preacher. And I'm going to say that 6 times. If it stays in your head, it never reaches your hand. You have to get it out of your head and into someone else's head and let them say it back to you and think it back to you. And this is what I really don't like about the idea of some people saying, as I mentioned earlier, I don't like the idea of people saying, well, don't share your ideas until they're done. I get that publicly, maybe you don't want to put your song out, until it's done, until it's good. But in terms of an inner circle, in terms of a group like 360 Gold, our membership group, our coaching group, our mastermind group, or maybe even inside the Facebook group, you need to share your ideas. That's why I challenged you at the beginning of this live stream to share the idea that you're thinking of. Because if it's staying in your head, if you're just like thinking about it, and you never say it out loud, we did this in the Facebook group as well. I asked you guys, hey, what's your big idea? What's the next big idea? What's the thing you're sitting on? And all these comments started coming in. And it was like, aha. How many of these people did not say anything about this idea until just now, until I said, what's your idea? So this is the key, you guys. You have to put it into people's hands or ears or share it, or else it never gets out of your head. And then that's why you're spinning your wheels. And I'm the one that's admitting it. It was in my head to do the devotional until I said, hey guys, I got a 5-year vision to be a 6-time best-selling author. I cannot be a 6-time best-selling author if I'm not writing my first book, my second book, my third devotional. So I need to get started. Telling it out loud. There's a stat that I use a lot of times. I tell you guys this stat in one of my workshops, that it is proven that you are 77% more likely to finish a task or complete a goal if you tell somebody else and talk to them and hold them and let them hold you accountable. 77% probability increase. Okay. So let's break that down. That means let's do the opposite. That means you're 77%, say that 5 times fast, 77% less likely to finish your project if you don't tell anybody. The inverse is the rule, right? Is that true? Am I math people? Am I right? If you gain 77% and you don't tell anybody, you've lost that 77%. So what would you rather have? Would you rather have a 77% higher probability of doing what you are going to do? Or would you have 77% less probability because you never even tried to tell anybody and you never shared your idea and you never got it out of your head and then it never got into your hand? Is this making sense? If this is making sense, say got it. Oh, thank you, Pamela, for sharing in the FB. Thank you so much. You are a rock star. See, this is what I'm talking about. Pamela is on our God and Gigs 360 Gold program. She's getting all of this rubbing. So, like, I know she's making progress in her goals and her dreams and her aspirations because she shows up and she does stuff like this. And it makes everybody else so much better. Good to see you over here, Drew. Also, Feed Official. Ja is over here on Instagram as well. I know I can't see you guys and can't comment as fast. TY164 was also here. Awesome. Thank you guys for joining in. All right. So we're about 30 minutes in. I got a lot to show. So I think I went through. What did I go through? Help me out and help me remember as my foot falls asleep here. And I'm sitting on this weird stool that's creaking. We did passion, profit, process, people. So 2 more. Next, you do have to have a place to show up. And again, here's what I'm doing right now. Maybe your place to show up, to sing, to play, to dance is a studio. It's a place to start creating. Whatever your place is, we talk about this in my consistent creative challenge. It's called elevating your efficiency and enhancing your environment. So you got to enhance your environment. You can see my studio here. I've been trying to play with it a little bit. This is my daughter's old room that I moved into. I'm trying to play with the look a little more. So you got to have a place to show up. And this is my place to show up and to start building this. And it's also where I write. So this is now my writing area. So this is where I show up to create. This is where I show up to share. This is where I show up. So you got to have a place to show up. And then finally, I think the last P, if I'm the one in my brain just went blank on the last one, we said place, profit. What was the last one? I think I said passion. I feel like I forgot the last one, you guys. Don't get mad at me. I'm literally got to go back and check because my brain just went blank on my last one. You said person, process, profit, passion. Oh my gosh. I think I only had 5. I said 6. And there was another one that I did not write down. Or I wrote down and I didn't write it down on my Canva thing. So I'm going to stick with 5. How's that? That's funny. I thought I had 6, and I only had 5. Okay. Anyway. I think there was a 6th one that I wrote down, but I think it was purpose, a purpose to fulfill. I remember what it was. Just remember, and I got to write it down on the PDF. You guys are going to see this. It's a problem to solve. A problem. That's the P I forgot. All this alliteration. So the problem to solve can be, for creatives, it can be possibly there aren't enough good love songs. There aren't enough good fun dance songs. There's an idea in my head. And again, that's why I want to make sure we don't only frame it in terms of the only the educational and marketing and consulting types of educational products and informational products. I do both. I'm a creative in terms of creating performing arts, and I also create educational things. Okay. So I create things in artistic world and I create things in information world. So I do both. Okay. Now, if you are only thinking in terms of art, you might say, I don't have a problem to solve. But every time you create music, every time you create art, you solve someone's problem. They need beauty. They need art. They need love. They need inspiration. So you solve a problem. So don't think that when I say problems to solve, I'm only talking about people who sell information and knowledge and give counsel and stuff like that. Okay. Those of us who are in the information arts, I like that. I never thought about that, but I think that's what this is. I hope maybe I coined the phrase so soon. But those of us who are in the information arts, okay, our art is information. Our art is knowledge. Our art is education. Okay. And this is the humanities. And think about the humanities was all about just being more human. So we share that information. It's also a problem to solve. So do you have a problem to solve? So now we got the 6, okay? And I got to add that into the PDF before I give it away or sell it or share it with you. As a matter of fact, let's take a pause right there because Pamela, I want to make sure I brag on you guys and I want to share this. Let's see. I'm going to have to go here. Give me 1 second. I want to open up. Present. And I'm going to have to share screen and give me a second to find this. And I want to first talk about our members, our amazing members of Guiding Gigs 360, because they are the people who are literally helping me to understand what this process is all about. I did not really get it before. I didn't know how to talk about it. It was confusing. I was like, I don't know what this membership even is. I don't know what to explain. But now that they are here, I am absolutely more comfortable sharing what they do and what we do there. But of course, as soon as I start looking for my files, I can never find them. It's current. Yeah, there are current members. All right, finally saw it. It's take forever to find it. You can see this is all in real time, you guys. This is what live streaming is about. All right, so let me find this. And we're going to share a window. And we're just going to have to open up the window so you guys can see it. Let's see. Why can't you guys see this? Oh my gosh, there it was. And I got confused. Goodness gracious, this is frustrating. You see, guys, where live streaming becomes really weird? It's these situations. Finally, thank you. You wouldn't let me see it at all. All right. Let me know if you guys can see that. That is our current membership in Guiding Gigs 360. So why am I showing this to you right now? Because it's growing and because this idea, literally right now, what you're seeing was an idea that I started when I really wasn't sure how to start. It was, I want to have a membership. I want to have a place where people can hang out as creatives. How do I start? So I literally just jumped in. I looked for membership applications. I saw Mighty Networks. It seemed like it was pretty good. I've built 3 communities now on Mighty Networks. 2, I think 3. And then I closed it. And now I have this Guiding Gigs. And I'm about to open another one, I think. So this one is where all of our people are connecting week by week. And let me just explain what you're seeing here so you can see what it is. Now, the people who are in the 360 guests, this is literally something I just worked on. 360 guests are those people who are part of 360, our membership, our app, by way of they've either bought a product, they bought a single product, or they bought they were in a challenge. Some of these people were in a challenge. I do challenges every once in a while, or they became a 360 guest by literally joining, as I gave them a link that said 360 guest. So these are all people who are in the membership. They may not be active as much because they are simply, they automatically get membership by buying something. That's basically what I'm saying. So many of these folks might not be all the way in, but they are available. They have access to the forums whenever they want. They have access to their products whenever they want. So these are all of our 360 guests, okay? But over on 360 Gold, those are our members who are in the coaching membership, or they are our established creative experts, and I gave them free access because they're amazing. It's like, hey, you need to be in Gold. You're already a member of our tribe. Please jump in and help us out. So some of those names you see are our former podcast guests, people like that. and they are already in the membership. And again, why do I share this? Because this is an example of I have process to share. I had problem to solve. How do you keep creators connected and with their purpose, with their identity, without losing their soul, without losing their character? How do we connect with each other and not feel alone? So I solved that problem with the membership. Then I was thinking, okay, wait, where's a place? Well, the place is an app. The place is 360, Guiding Gigs 360. So that'll be the place. All right. Now, what do I do about my passion? Well, my passion is showing up, and that's why I'm doing this for now. The Things Membership has been open for about 4 years. I was passionate about it. So as you can see, guys, this is an example of what happens when you say, okay, I got a great creative idea. This did not grow like this overnight. I think it had like 2 members for like the first year. Okay. And then a couple of people like Charmaine jumped in on a yearly membership. I think Pamela jumped in on a yearly membership. A couple of others are on monthly memberships. Simone became an ambassador. She literally is. She's what we call value for value. She is giving her time for her membership. She literally has become she runs the ambassador. So literally she's providing a huge service for me. And then that gives her access to 360 Gold. There's other people who have been grandfathered in who were immediately like, so as you can see, guys, 360 Gold is where people are invested. They're invested. They've invested their time, their talent, or their treasure into the membership. 360 Guests are one-time sales, one-time challenge. You're always a member if you want to be a member, but if you want to jump into Gold, then you get into the next level. Okay. And these are also members who, the guests are also members of our creators, which is a 10-day, $10 a month program as well. So they also become, I might create another tier for them. Okay. So this is awesome. Thank you so much, you guys, for hanging in there. I hope you will become a member of Gold. But let me show you a little bit more about guests, because this is what's really cool that's happening. And I want then to tell you this 60-minute template that I came up with. So the question is, and by the way, if this is making sense, everyone let me know, because I could love comments, and that helps also the algorithm. Sharing, liking helps the algorithm as well. And if you're watching on replay, that still applies. Okay. And so let me get to this product here that I want to show you, because I want to make sure that I don't confuse anyone and say, okay, you said all those things and you didn't really slow down, and I didn't write it down because you said I had something. Okay, so let me show you what I did here. This is another idea. I did this in a couple of exercises. I've done this in what I call the Create New Income Challenge, where we started and we had people create a new product in 21 days. We've done that before. We've also done a consistent creative challenge, where you had to stay consistent with a new product, or not really a new product, just consistent with your creativity for 21 days. So I said to myself, okay, my friend LaShonda just did this. I can do it too. So LaShonda, if you're watching, let's see if I follow directions. Okay, so let's go to stop screen and let's switch back. How do I stop? I don't want to stop the cam. You guys are seeing me struggle with my little, this is basically just like Zoom, similar to Zoom. Okay, I already switched out. Good. All right. So now I want to open up our PDF and show you. Let me go to presentation mode. Can I go to presentation mode? I know there's a way I can see the whole thing. There it is. Present full screen. Oh, no, I don't necessarily want it to be full screen yet. All right, so here we go. Now I'm going to share it with you guys. Forgive me for once again being all over the place, because anytime it goes full screen, I can't find it and I go crazy, and then this computer keeps making everything full screen, which is annoying. I don't want it to be full screen. I want it to be a small screen. And if I could ever get that to work, because I'm not a Mac person anymore. I used to be a Mac person all the time. Now I struggle with Mac, which is weird. That was my life. All right, here we go. I'm going to finally share this with you. Thank you guys for hanging in there while I fight with this stuff. Here it is. Canva. Finally. Took only like 10 minutes. All right. That's not what I want. I want this. There it is. All right. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm going to blow it up. So that's what I just covered. Okay. So I just covered the 6 elements of launching a great idea. Okay. We talked about passion. We talked about profit. We talked about process. We talked about a place to show, person to serve. And what's the one I forgot? Let's put that in right now because I clearly was not paying attention to my own writing. And so we need to add one more. And I'll have to squeeze it in a little bit. So you guys are watching me work with Canva like literally as I go. This is nerve-wracking. Hopefully you will not hate on me. Let's make it a little bit smaller. And what's the last one I said? There's one I can copy. I can copy that one. And I can copy this one. If you guys don't have Canva Pro, you really need to get Canva Pro because it just makes everything so much easier to find things and to use some of the cool stuff. So I'm using Canva Pro. You can go to godandgeeks.com/Canva and check this out. And what was the last one I said again? I said a problem to solve, right? All right, so let's add this in because I don't want you guys to get the wrong thing. Problem to solve. And let's just say, is there something with that where your idea could be the solution? Okay, so there's the last 6 notes. Okay, finally, I forgot the 6th thing. I got the 6th thing there. Just straighten it up. All right, so now, if you guys are still with me, let's look at the 6 ways or 5 ways in terms of 60 minutes that you could launch something if you just do this every day. If you just take an hour a day, 60 minutes a day, I guarantee you that you can launch the next thing, okay? And I really, again, just put this together thinking about what I've done in my own life and how I've launched communities, my concert series, my live stream series, my book, my podcast, plural now, God and Gigs 360, the membership. I mean, I can name a million things, but most of them start with this process. I want to check in real quick and just see you guys. Okay, good. You guys can see everything. Give me a 1 if you can see everything, guys, by the way. If a comment, just so I can see. I don't want to lose Instagram. I was scared that I closed Instagram. I don't think I did. Hopefully Instagram is still there. Instagram, you guys still there? Oh, thank you, Pamela. Love watching in real time. Learning by doing is the best teaching experience. Thank you. I appreciate that because look, again, I'm learning by doing as well. I watch others do this stuff. I'm watching LaShonda. I'm watching Lex Roman. I'm watching Shane Sams. I'm watching all these people that have been mentors for me. And I'm like, okay, I need to just stop get out of my head and do it and show people how to do it. So, but this is exactly what I created. So I was like, okay, I don't have any notes and I watch someone else do this so I can try to do it too. And that's one of the things I teach about, which is borrowing a system. This is a system I'm borrowing. I don't know this system. I'm borrowing this system in terms of creating this on Canva. I'm borrowing the templates. I'm borrowing everything. But these ideas are mine. Okay, the actual steps are mine. So every day, if you want to launch a new idea, here's a 60-minute template that will get you through it. Okay, the first will be 10 minutes of research. And what I mean by 10 minutes of research, if you have a new idea, spend 10 minutes a day looking into just what does that idea entail. If you're thinking about launching a podcast, spend 10 minutes just looking at podcasts, listening to podcasts, looking at different ideas, just kind of going down the rabbit hole. Spend 10 minutes doing that. If you're a songwriter, spend 10 minutes of just playing, thinking of other songs, listening to your favorite groups. Spend 10 minutes of just research, okay? Not anything to actually create. Just spend time in the thing that you want to do, okay? Spend time in that area. I cannot tell you how many people kind of say they want to start podcasts, but then they don't spend time actually just being around podcaster. They say they want to become YouTube, but they don't just spend time on YouTube, just paying attention to what YouTube and writing down, oh, that's an interesting thing. That's an interesting thing. Ooh, I like the way they did that. Write it down. Like they don't spend any time in research, actually looking at what other people are doing. And I don't mean this in comparison. I mean this in terms of information. Learning about the craft and what you want to do, the ideas, and then getting with other people. So you spend 10 minutes of research a day. I guarantee you'll feel more comfortable launching your next thing. 2 is 15 minutes of conversation. Now, this is interesting. Are you guys tracking with me? If you're tracking with me, say yes or got it, anything like that, because I'm going to keep checking over here in the Instagram, see if we have any other comments. No comments yet on YouTube or Facebook, but I see you guys are watching. Well, maybe you can't comment because you're watching someplace where you can't type, which is fine. But I see you guys. Thank you for sticking. As we were 45 minutes in, and we're going not long, but I don't want to keep you guys super long. All right. So let me go back to Canva. So 15 minutes of conversation means what you want to do is spend 15 minutes talking to other people about the idea, talking to other people about what you could offer, talking to other people about what, and this is key. This is why I made it 15 minutes and not 10. 15 minutes, like if you're not on social, kind of just sharing, if you're not just scrolling, if you're actually spending time talking about, hey, this is what I want to do. What do you think? This is what I want to try. This. Hey, what did you think of this idea? I just saw this. If you're not spending 15 minutes in conversation a day about your new idea, you're not likely doing what we talked about. You're not getting that feedback from people. So you got to find a place to feedback. Pat Flynn wrote a great book. Check this out. It's called Will It Fly? I think it's still free or Amazon or somewhere on Amazon. Will It Fly? Pat Flynn's book was instrumental in me launching several different things. And one of the things he talks about is called the superpower email. And he asked someone, he says, hey, let me send this to you and just tell me, what are my superpowers? What are the things I do well? And people write back. When you ask them, like, you give people a chance to talk about you, they'll want to talk about you, but usually in a good way. And so you ask them, hey, what do I really do well? What do I do poorly? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What do you think of this idea? They're going to respond most times. And I think a lot of people think feedback doesn't come back to them because they ask in a way that's kind of like self-serving versus just say, hey, I'm really interested in your opinion. If you don't have time to answer, it's fine. So 15 minutes of conversation a day. Okay. Next is the 20 minutes of development. Now, here's the actual creative time you spend on the thing. So after you've spent 10 minutes researching it, 15 minutes talking to people about it, each day, if you spend 20 minutes actually working on the thing, writing the song, write 20 minutes of writing, 20 minutes of reading, or not really reading in this case, it's not research, it's more like actually doing the painting, actually doing the whatever it is. 20 minutes of actual development. Now, you're going to notice in a second, this does not mean working on your logo. This does not mean working on colors. This means the actual thing. I think most people spend 20 minutes like this working on the outer exterior of the thing versus the real thing. The 20 minutes is the boring thing. Okay. 20 minutes on the boring thing a day. If you're not doing the boring thing, you're not doing anything. You should be doing the boring thing at least 20 minutes a day if you want to see your project get off the ground. Okay. Next, after that, you want to go into 5 minutes of design. Now, this is the fun part. Most people spend the most time in the design. That's the outer exterior of the thing. That's if it's a photo, if it's a song, it's the album cover, it's the things that mean something but don't mean as much. And most people spend more time on the design than they do on the development on whatever it is. So spend less time, even in Canva. This becomes a rabbit hole. You start just, I want to play with this color. That's not going to move the needle of your project. Work on the thing and then spend 5 minutes, only 5. You notice it's the smallest thing of this hour. 5 minutes on the outer exterior. It does keep you happy. It does make you feel cool, and it does matter, but usually it matters very little compared to the actual meat and the stuff. So 15 minutes of research, 10 minutes of research, 15 minutes conversation, 20 minutes development, 5 on design. And the last one's also important. It might seem that 10 minutes dreaming. Why do I say 10 minutes dreaming? This is the vision part. What is the reason you're even creating this thing? And you need to spend some time, just like you spend time researching, you need to spend some time in vision casting. Why are you doing this? What could this look like? Because that will go back and inform your research or go back and inform your conversation. The dreaming and the vision casting will inform the development and it informs the design. So spend a little time every day dreaming about what your thing will look like. The song will be done, the dance will be done, the project will be done. What is it going to look like? What is it going to do for your family? What's it going to do for your life? What is it going to do for your career? You got to have those big aspiration goals so that you can go back to the research goals. I cannot wait for you guys to hear my discussion with Coach Sandy B. I'll talk about that in a little bit. So is this helpful? Is this helpful for those of you watching either on Instagram or Facebook? I hope this is helpful. Now, here's the good thing. What I just showed you, you can get right away. And this is, again, something I literally shared or borrowed from LaShonda's live stream just a few days ago. And I said, if she can do it, I can do it. I think she did it on Monday. I'm doing it on a Friday, and we're bookending this thing. So my sister challenged me by her example. So this is what we're going to do, you guys. We're going to actually put this on sale. And just like I said, start a new idea and push it forward. You're going to watch me do the exact same thing right now. I am going to literally launch this in front of you. I'm going to see if I don't mess it up. I'm going to give you access to this and see if I can create this in the next 10 minutes. Okay, so clock starts. Here we go. Now I just edited it. So now, by the way, again, I'm in Canva Pro, so you can see everything here. I want to call this in 60 minutes, in 1 hour. Let's say 1 hour. Daily sets in 1 hour. All right. So we're going to go ahead and put that there. I already have, because I'm using Canva Pro, I already have all of this stuff. It's already been shared. I'm going to try to clean it up a little bit. I feel like it should be a little cleaner. I don't, but I'm going to try not to be a perfectionist. Okay. So I took this off a template. Okay. And start your next read idea. All right. So I'm going to go ahead. Let's rename it. GNG start your idea. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and download this as a PDF. Yeah, I think standard's fine because most people won't print this because of all the ink it would take. All right. Now, what I also have open is my ConvertKit. So I'm going to go over here to ConvertKit. Stop screen for a second. All right. And I'm telling you, I'm doing this live. So if you guys want this, you can get it. Okay. So now I'm going to go to ConvertKit. Now ConvertKit, if you want to check out ConvertKit, you go to godandgigs.com/ConvertKit. Let me put that up so you guys see that if you want to check this out. Pamela, don't worry. We are going to talk about ConvertKit very soon. I know you mentioned that in your group. So if you guys want to check this out, that's where to find it. Okay. That's where to find the actual email. And it's not just email. They do everything. Landing pages. You're going to see they're doing, this is commerce. So I'm selling something. I'm going to create something to sell right now. So you can see I just made this template here. Okay. Start your creative thing. Get it now. Okay. So I just made this. Problem is I got to go change the, I got to go in and change the, what you call the PDF. I got to make the PDF correct. So I'm going to go to earn products. I'm going to go down here to the product. We're going to edit it. And I want to go to settings. And where would I want? Fulfillment. All right, there it is. So I am selling you a digital download. And we're going to get rid of that one because that one is no longer correct. I'm going to upload a file. What did I just call it? Is that it? Is that the right file? I hope that's the right file. It says 1246. No, that's not the right one. I changed the name of it, didn't I? Where did it go? Let's make sure I get it the right place. I didn't save it yet. Save. All right, now we can get it. You guys, I can't believe I'm doing this right in front of you guys, but you know what? Pamela said this is a good idea. Start your idea. All right. So now we have that file. So if you want that file, I was going to make this. This is something I really wanted to do, but I couldn't do it at the time. You can actually, in ConvertKit, you can actually create something where you can have customers pay what you want to pay. I started to click this and then I chickened out. But you can actually let people pay whatever they want in ConvertKit Commerce. So I could have made it where it's just $1, and then you could pay up to $1,000 if you want it. But again, I chickened out the last minute. I made it $5 because that's what my friend LaShonda did. So I was like, I'm going to follow the template, but I kind of wanted to make it pay as you want because that's more like a value for value concept. Like whatever you think is valuable, you pay that. And that's kind of the way I wanted to do it, but I ended up not doing it. So anyway, So you can change colors here because I use ConvertKit. I can change that button immediately to my own background color of my brand. Smooth this up a little. I can actually see it. Hope you guys are not finding this boring. Can I see my color? Why can't I see my color? I just want the color to be similar to my current color. The button up there. Oh, actually, I remember my own color. I do this all the time. FFAD11. That's my color. All right. So, and let's make it black. So it's always a little bit easier to see. And we'll make it bold. All right, so there you go. So now I just created this product where you can actually get the thing I just made up, shared with you, save, super important. And now the thing that I didn't know I was going to share, by the way, let me just check back so you guys can see everything. Is this helpful so far? I don't see my friends in Instagram right now. Christina Faith, good to see you over there. You got caught up in Canva, right? Okay, so I can see I can doula there too. Good to see you guys. I'm glad we have some friends over here. All right, so I'm about to make this available, but I'm just hopefully I get it right. All right, so we're literally working on how to create this product, and I got 4 minutes to do so if I want to finish by 2. So I think my checkout will be start your next template. This is where you could pay confirmation. Okay, so that was what was the file we emailed to you. And that will send. Now I can update some of these emails here. If I go to settings, I can create an upsell. I'm not going to do an upsell right now. I'm not going to do a discount. I think I can't remember where to do it now. I want to make sure you can do the email, but everything should go in pretty much the way I expect. I'm just going to change this color only because it's not really important. Yeah, that's not important. I'm not going to that's getting caught up in design stuff. See, almost got caught up in design. So last thing I need to do is go to publish. Now I have a link that I can share with you guys right now, and you can buy this for $5. Okay. Now, the problem with that is that it's a super long link. So we want to make it short. And so what I'm going to do quickly is I'm going to jump into pretty links here. I'm not showing you this part because it's even more boring. But I'm going to quickly make a pretty link so that you guys can have something that actually makes sense. So what should we call this? Next idea. GuideandGigs.com/next idea. I think that works. And let me just borrow the title again. So strange that you guys are letting me do this in front of you, but I appreciate that. All right. And then we're going to go here, add the title, update. And there you go. All right. So you guys want to test this out? Does anybody want to go to GuideandGigs.com/next idea and see if that worked? Because if it did, you can go buy that for $5 right now. And I did it in 10 minutes. Yes. Look at that. I beat it. I was like, am I going to be able to finish this? So yeah, wow. Okay, that was exhilarating. Wanted to get your creative ideas started moving forward. Here's a 6-minute daily template that will keep you on track as well as 6 key questions to ask that will make sure you're fulfilling all the steps required to be successful. Okay. $5 if you want that. I did it and I launched it in 10 minutes using ConvertKit Commerce. Again, you can get in the Commerce free. You can get the ConvertKit free for under 1,000 subscribers. But you need to get, I think you need to get a paid account to use Commerce. I'm not even sure, but yeah, you guys check that out. So that's all the notes from today. So everything I just shared, okay? How to do the 60-minute templates so that every day you're working on your project. Every day you're doing 10 minutes of research. You're doing 15 minutes of conversation, doing 20 minutes of development. You're doing 5 minutes of design, and you're doing 10 minutes of dreaming, okay, each day. Then on the 6 questions, you are asking yourself, do I have people? Do I have process? Do I have a profit, possible profit? Like you're asking yourself these questions. Okay, let me get out of here. Stop sharing. Okay. I hope this has been helpful. This actually was super beneficial for me just to make myself do that. Like that was not easy. It was easy. It was like it was more kind of like nerve-wracking, like, oh my gosh, like this could go wrong at any point. I'm showing them all the stuff. But you saw how I did it. And you see why ConvertKit to me is my favorite thing. Other people have different. This doesn't matter. You could use Buy Me a Coffee. You can actually do this on PayPal, I believe. You can use, some people use Patreon to do this. Doesn't matter what you use. What matters is that you follow the template, step forward, make the idea happen. Don't get stuck in perfectionism. Okay. I've become an expert at starting. Like I've become very good at starting ugly. Not always the greatest finishing, not always the greatest at iteration and making things better as I go, but I am getting very good at starting things. So that's where, yeah, I think I'm just going to check this link one more time to make sure it works. Yeah. Looks like it's working. So if anybody wants to grab that for $5, feel free. Again, these are all the notes to it. And like my friend said, you can't even get a cup of coffee for $5. But either way, if you took notes, it's just available to you. And I might do it again. And like I said, I might create it again and make it a pay what you want. Because I really like that concept. I like the idea of people just coming in and say, hey, I want to pay $1. Fine, whatever. I don't care. It's, I'm not making money off of that. What I want to do is like show you that this is available and show you the value and provide value for value. So that's what it is. All right, guys. I'm over time. Let's check last time in with the Instagram folks. Let's go ahead and also share. If you want to become a member of God and Gigs 360, this is the easiest way. This is a free version where I just showed you the God and Gigs 360 guest. Let me go right back and show you one more time that screen. If you want to become one of these folks, here, okay, then you can become a guest. Or if you want to go to God and Gigs 360, godandgigs.com/gold, you can join the gold members. But the gold members, of course, is a paid subscription, and the guest is basically as soon as you buy a product, you get free access to the forums and any free previews we give. Okay, and you can also get our workshops for a middle term of $10 a month. You can also get to all of our workshops as well. But if you want to join 360 Gold, you can go to God and get 360 Gold and jump in right away. But you can get it for free. You don't have to do that right away. If you want to just figure out what we're doing here, you can go into godandgigs.com/360 guest, just start an account, and you're in. You get to kick the tires a little bit. We're sharing forums. You kind of see what we're doing. And again, you get some free access to some of the workshops that I make available. I just, every once in a while, I make them previews and you can watch them for free. This is over, I would say at least 70 hours worth of content over the last 3 or 4 years, even more. Webinars, workshops with some of these amazing established creative experts so that you're only one step away from the answer that you're looking for. I can't see another way that I can make it easier other than making it free and just letting you kick the tires a little bit. And then you can see if you'd like to stay. If you want to stay these with the guests, stay with the guests. Lifetime membership, no cost ever. If you want to jump into gold, then you can see why these folks are getting advanced progress, advanced training, more rubbing shoulders, more sharpening, more iron sharpening iron. These ladies and men over on that side are doing some amazing things, and it's because they are even more invested in what they're doing. But I think that is it. Let me just make sure one more time. This was a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun. I'm going to get to my Instagram, folks, because I got to have 2 different windows. Oh, LaJoyce the Voice, good to see you. I wish I hadn't had to run. Everybody that joined us on Facebook, thank you so much for joining. Instagram. Thank you for joining us. Pamela, you were a rock star all day. Thank you for staying with us the entire time. I'll see you in the next all call that's coming up soon for the membership. as well. Shout out to all of our friends and all the other memberships where I just mentioned: LaShonda, Bootstrap Biz Advice, Lex Roman, who is my LinkedIn guru. I'm following everything she says about LinkedIn. And then all the other folks that might watch this throughout the time that is on replay. Thank you for joining me. I hope this was helpful. Go start that idea. No more stalling. We made it super practical. I didn't preach at you. I just said, hey, if there's something rattling around in your brain, go do it. I gave you a template to do it. I gave you 6 steps to kind of make your brain think about, hey, this is how I could use this thing. And again, I think the most important one is the people. Get connected with people that are going to give you back the feedback to say, hey, I want to be accountable. I want to get this done. I want to show it to the world. And God will bless it, just like he's blessed me with God and Gigs and this community. Because one day I just started writing a book, started a podcast. My wife said, just write. I just started writing. And now you're here watching this because somebody encouraged me to just start. I'm encouraging you in the name of Jesus, just start. Don't despise small beginnings. Follow through, take that first step. God's going to reward you for your obedience and for walking through it. All right, guys. God bless you. Thanks so much for joining me in today's Creative Checkup. I may not go live next Friday because it is Memorial Day weekend. So be connected, stay connected here, godandgigs.com/info. I will let you know if you join in godandgigs.com/info. It's an easy way to jump in, and you can find out when we'll be going live again, or just follow on all of our socials. And I'll let you know how that will go, because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up in the summer, but I know some people will be traveling, including possibly me. So I will let you know if we'll be doing our lives or we're taking a break and coming right back with another one. Hope you guys will check out the podcast coming up on Monday. It's a great podcast. Going to have our friend, the 90-day wins coach, Coach Sandy B. She is amazing, and she's literally going to be right on this same topic of how you can achieve your goals in 90 days. That's why it made perfect sense for me to talk about this today. So I won't need to replay this because you're going to have an expert talking about it. All right. God bless you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. See you next time.